Hey, what's going on, Shay? How we doing? Not too bad. Still feeling a little bit sick, but feeling a little bit better. So almost through it. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's get this started. Got a lot to get through. All right, what's going on, everybody? WakoBako here. As you can see by the thumbnail, we got a couple different things going on today. As we get started, let me know how the music sounds. I feel like it's a little bit loud, but just let me know. Let me see. So, got a couple different things going on, right? We got some cards that, and I'm just showing this because this is where I had them, but some cards I picked up from the Tampa TCG Con a couple weeks ago. Obviously, I've been sick, so I haven't been able to show all this stuff off. We've got another CGC submission that came back, which this is super exciting. This is the one that was quoted as like the high end or the chase card submission, so I'm excited to see that. And then, as you saw by the thumbnail, we've got more Mega Dream EX. And I know that the English set, Ascended Heroes, well, partially came out. There's only like 1 or 2 products out right now. But from what I've seen, all the cards are grossly overpriced. And the pull rates are almost as bad as Prismatic Evolution. So I'm going to stick to the Japanese set. I'm almost done with it. And that's the other reason why I broke out the binder as well. We're going to go through and rip some packs, and then we're going to add cards to the binder. But let's just start with what I got back, or what I picked up, rather. Another little decent stack. I showed you guys on the last stream some of the Final Fantasy cards that I picked up. Excuse me. Yep, there we go. That terrible cough is still lingering, sorry. But yeah, so I showed you guys some of the Final Fantasy cards that I picked up at Tampa TCG Con, and here's the the Pokemon side of it. Sorry, my brain is still mush. Of course, anytime I see Lieutenant Surge, I got to pick some of this up. So, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm feeling great. What's going on, Nugget? But yeah, so always picking up Lieutenant Surge, right? Even though these aren't the craziest or most expensive cards, but obviously I'm a big fan of Lieutenant Surge. I want to try and get them graded along with all the Raichu cards. So just lay all these out. We got a lot to show off. So I think it's over 20 cards I picked up. So speaking about Mega Dream, this is one of the other full art trainers I was still missing from Mega Dream. And then we get into some of the SARs I was missing. So yes, I did purchase these and the booster boxes at the same show. But I thought, hey, let me try and see what cheaper cards I can get out of the way, and hopefully I can pull the rest. So if we pull any duplicates today, then that's just my own luck. Ignore the pricing. I negotiated 99% of these, right? Not saying that the prices weren't fair, but it's always nice to try and just, you know, try to make a deal, especially if you're buying a whole bunch from one vendor. But yeah, as you can see, I picked up a lot of the SARs from Mega Dream. I was trying, and again, these are all like the cheaper ones, if you will. So still have some of the more expensive ones to pull, like the Pikachu, the Gengar, obviously, but with at least these, you know, I've got, again, some of the more expensive ones out of the way, and hopefully I could just keep piecing the rest of the set together, especially with 3 more booster boxes. Hopefully we can pull some. Bound to see some duplicates today, of course, because again, we've opened up so much already, but it's totally okay. So some more. So the reason why I'm collecting these, and I kind of mentioned it before, in Scarlet Violet, you had the cards where it was like the trainer is the shadow and then the Pokemon. Well, during the Mega Evolution sub-generation, they're doing a similar thing, but you have the regular form of the Pokemon and then it's Mega Evolution. So I've only picked up a couple of these, and there's maybe 10 or 15 of them out so far. They sprinkle a couple with each set, but I just like the idea, right? I may not be the biggest fan of Megas, but I think just the artwork alone looks really, really neat. So, and then here's just some miscellaneous cards I picked up. So I'm already going to call myself out, but stupid me. So I bought the Japanese Zacian, which is awesome. I was hoping to find the Japanese Zamazenta, and you'll see the mistake I made here in just a second. But yeah, again, just some cool art rares that I picked up. Some I already had pulled, but yeah, there's others that I just want to pick up. So this one here, absolutely beautiful Blastoise card, another one to add to the collection. I already have this graded in the reverse holo, but it's funny, I was talking to the vendor I got this from, and for some reason the regular non-holo, non-reverse is so hard to find, especially in decent shape. So I was like, hey, I'll pick it up. And then, of course, Raichu, similar situation. There is a reverse holo for this and a holo. The one that I have is the holo that it has a tear on the side. I think it got graded like a 2 or a 2.5. But yeah, just, again, a couple of the really cool older e-reader cards had to pick up. Of course, another Blastoise card, which technically this is a Blastoise card, even though this is a trainer card, but you get the Blastoise Spirit Link. This is the reverse holo from Evolutions. As I'm running out of room, I'll just keep piling up. Dragonite GameStop promo. This was obviously from GameStop. I think it's still sealed. Yes, it is. Which is kind of neat because I have the other promo that they did where it actually has the set stamp on it. But but yeah, just thought I'd pick that up. Again, here's the mistake I made. I got the English Zamazenta. I honestly forgot which one I got in Japanese and which one I got in English. Usually when I'm at shows and I pick up cards, I just put them in a little deck box like that, and then I kind of sort through them later. I should have taken a second and looked. Luckily, neither one of the cards are really expensive. And then, of course, had to pick up some more Lieutenant Surge. And again, it's kind of crazy, you know, like finally we got an LT Surge. I know a lot of people make fun of the alt art, but hey, for $1, I can't beat that. And then last but not least, because I am slowly working on, you know, bits and pieces of a Charizard collection, right? It's nowhere near any of my other ones, but again, pretty neat artwork on this one. It is the Mega Charizard X. So yeah, just a few pickups from the show. Nothing too crazy. But again, especially with these Mega Dreams, which I'm going to keep off to the side, because again, once we get to that point, we'll add these to the binder Actually, let me get these prepped while I'm talking about it. We'll get them added to the binder. And then, like I said, we'll see what else we still need to pull. But yeah, pretty solid pickup for sure. Again, I wasn't overall impressed with the show, but I think I still did pretty well, especially with the Final Fantasy stuff I was able to pick up. But let's just go through this real quick. Again, got perfect fits and dragon shields. This is what I use to sleeve up all of my cards. So it's just a method that I've always used. Again, perfect fit upside down. And dragon shield. And I like these ones because they're really, really nice, clear, but it's got a textured background on the back. But yeah, just something that I use, right? It's a method, not the method. Man, this is going to be a rough stream for sure, especially with how much I still have to go through. But I don't want to put this stuff off any longer. And yeah, it's been sitting on my desk, and especially looking at those boxes of Mega Dream, it's tough not to go through them, especially with how popular the set is and how much fun we had last time going through them. So, but again, hopefully with, you know, with 30 packs of Mega Dream, we can pull some other cards I didn't have before. Maybe we can pull another God pack, which would be absolutely insane, especially because we opened up 5 boxes last time and I pulled one. I've talked to people that have opened up cases of Mega Dream, like I think it's 20 boxes per case, and never pulled one. I think that's just part of my random dumb luck sometimes, but yeah, it would be cool to see another one. But if not, obviously I'm not going to complain. We got super lucky with all of our hits from last time, and the binder is probably over 90% complete, probably close to 95% complete with all these picked up. So yeah, I'm very excited to, you know, get close to completing this set. Just kind of like the Glory to Team Rocket set, and my focus for 2026 is really working on Japanese and Chinese sets, because again, the English market is still just absolutely insane, and especially with how they're sprinkling out products for Ascended Heroes, I'm probably still going to hold off at least until the next gen starts, and then kind of start fresh there. But yeah, hopefully you guys have had a good weekend so far. I've just been kind of hanging out, just again trying to feel better. So we'll put these off to the side for right now. Again, once we get to the binder portion of the stream, we'll look at that again. But this is the other very, very exciting part of the stream. So this, another employee submission. This is submission number 53 in total of all my CGC submissions. But again, this is the quote, like high end or the chase card submission. All the cards in here I pulled myself. So it's stuff I've either been sitting on for a long time, or it's been stuff that's been sitting in a binder. And, you know, obviously there's some newer cards in here, and there's stuff from Sword and Shield that's in here. But again, like there are some higher end cards that have just been living in binders for a while. And I thought, hey, this would be a cool opportunity to kind of grade them and see how they do, right? If they don't grade well, and of course I don't look at any of this stuff ahead of time, but if they don't grade well, then that's fine. I'll just put them back in the binders where they were before, and they'll live out the rest of their time. But without further ado, let's get right into it. I'm gonna turn sideways like this so I don't spoil it for myself like last time. We have all 10 accounted for, so there's no cards not graded or any issues like we've had previously. But let's just put this, yeah, like this. Move it off screen just a little bit. All right, we're gonna start with number 1. Ooh, okay, and we're off to a good start already. I'm gonna leave this here. Let me go grab my my sleeves for these. Where did I put them? Here we go. So, of course, like usual, I always use these sleeves, which it's a great company. I always support them, right? Shout out to Superior Fit Innovations. They do these sleeves for everything from regular booster packs to graded cards and pretty much everything in between. But yeah, I always use them all the time just because, again, they're really nice quality. But put this off to the side for a second because look at what we're starting off with already. So our very first card in this submission is a pristine, which is absolutely insane. That's definitely a good start, right? Especially with only 10 cards, but all these being like higher end or chase cards, this is exactly what we want to see. So this is a very good start to this submission for sure. I'm just wiping off all the little dust and stuff on there. That does happen, right? It's not like it's an issue, but again, when you work in like a production facility, there's going to be dust and little particles that get on stuff, so it happens. All right, let's flip it over and reveal what pristine we're starting with in 3, 2, 1. Oh man, what a great one to start with. Charizard VMAX. This is from Champion's Path. What's going on, Wabbit? Perfect timing for you to show up. Just started off the CGC submissions, and this is the very first one. Yeah, Pristine 10 Charizard VMAX is from Champion's Path. An absolutely beautiful card. I remember pulling this. It's so crazy. Like, I was still living up in Winter Park at the time, and I bought one of the... excuse me. It was one of the V boxes that you could get, right, for Champion's Path, obviously. It only had like 4 packs in it. I remember pulling it from that, but an absolutely beautiful start. I'm going to sleeve that up already. But yeah, that's huge. And again, this is all personal collection stuff. Obviously, everything here is staying with me, which is awesome now, especially with all these submissions that I plan on doing this year, right? Especially because I'm not running the eBay shop anymore. All this just gets to stay with me. So, yeah, adding more and more awesome cards to the collection. Get out of here, weird piece of plastic. But yeah, very, very strong start. And there we go, just like that, nice and protected. So let's see if I can move this up over here, and then we'll just kind of lay these out like this. Again, there's only 10, but all right, on to the next. All right, so let's flip over and cover this because it's not a pristine, but next is the other big hit from Champion's Path. This is Charizard V, the shiny version. The regular card was, the regular version of this card was a promo that you got from Champion's Path, right? It was that pinkish background with Charizard there. But yeah, 2 big hits from this set, and I know a lot of people didn't like Champion's Path, even with 2 huge Charizard hits, but it is what it is, right? Everyone has their own preferences. But let's take a look and see how we did with this one in 3, 2, 1. Oh, nice. Okay. So if you don't get pristine, obviously this is the next best thing that you'd like to see. Makes total sense, right? Even when I was just looking at this stuff before, I thought the centering was just a little bit off, but it was still within that good threshold. Yeah, that would be my assumption, right? Especially as a card grader. And no, I did not grade any of my own stuff. That's not how the policy works. If by chance I ever get any of my own submissions at my desk, not only is everything under camera and being recorded all the time, but it's just my own responsibility to let someone know and pass it off to somebody else. But yeah, off to a very nice start here for sure. Another absolutely beautiful card there. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of the artwork because I think there's better shiny Charizards, but again, not bad. Again, for something that's been sitting in a binder since I pulled it, you know, years and years ago. Yeah, I'll take that. Pays off to take care of your cards. Obviously, this is a prime example of that. All right, on to the next. Let's see what we got next. Card number 3. All right, and speaking about another shiny Charizard, this is the one that I like a lot better. So we get Charizard VMAX here. This is from Shining Fates. The set that unfortunately I still don't have finished. I'm missing a lot of the baby shinies. I do have this card. There's a couple other cards that I was missing, but yeah, let's take a look and see how we did with this one. Again, I just love the artwork and that design of Charizard, right? I think of all the different Charizard artworks, this was definitely one of my favorites. But here we go. Let's take a look and see how we did with this one in 3, 2, 1. Ooh, all right, got a 9. Not the greatest, but again, for a card like this, it's still solid. Obviously, I'm not going to complain about getting a 9. Quick look here. I know centering's probably a factor of this here, but I don't know. I'd have to look at the high-res scans on this, right? Because if anyone's done any submissions before, or if you haven't, when you get your submission marked shipped back to you, right, there's images front and back of every single card, and they're really, really high res. We have some really nice cameras at work that can take all these pictures, but it's really nice because you can click on it and you can really, really zoom in and see any and all imperfections. So I'll have to take a look and see why this got a 9. Again, I know centering's part of it, but there's got to be something else. But again, that's not bad. I don't know if I'm going to keep it in the slab or not. I might just put it back in the binder. But yeah, not bad. Oh, let me sleeve it up. And don't worry, this isn't just a full-blown Charizard submission. There's other cards in here. But again, I kind of went with like the chase card or like the high-end card theme for this submission. So especially with some of the cards at the end, which I remember this submission very, very well. And I know what other cards we have coming up. So all right, on to the next. All right, let's take a look at this here. Ooh, another absolutely beautiful card here. We have the Galarian Moltres. This is from Chilling Reign, also known as Chilling Pain. One of the few big hits that I actually pulled myself from this set. Now, the biggest hit from this set is the Blaziken. Wait, no, is it Blaziken? Yeah, it's Blaziken VMAX. I think that's what it is. Let me actually, I'll look later. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but this is probably the second or third biggest hit. Just such a cool looking card, right? You get all like very, very like spooky Halloween vibes. You get the giant moon behind it. You get all the little creepy eyes and critters down in the bottom. Again, very, very tough set to pull from, especially it was this and then Evolving Skies right behind it. Ooh. That actually would be pretty sick, Saya. I wouldn't mind seeing either one of those. I'll have to look that up. That's pretty sick. But let's take a look and see how we did with this one in 3, 2, 1. Nice. All right. I'll gladly take that. Absolutely beautiful Gem Mint 10. And again, for a card I pulled myself, like it's so satisfying to see how well these cards have turned out so far. It's probably centering on this, right? You can see it from top to bottom. It's off just a little bit, but it's just enough to push it off of that the pristine. So not bad. I'm not going to complain about that. Another absolutely beautiful card. We're off to a good start so far. So 6 more cards to go through, and then again, we're opening up some more Mega Dream EX. We're going to update the binder as well, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, not bad. All right, so the next one, I'm very, very excited to see how this turned out. It's another one of those cards that I had just pulled from one random pack. And I'm still kind of shocked in how expensive the card is ungraded. But to see the prices of how it is in its graded form, it's kind of insane. So I know I'm kind of building this up a little bit, but this next card is absolutely insane. So let's take a look and see how we did. Oh, nope, never mind. I skipped one. So no, this card is still absolutely insane. My beautiful Dragonite V from Evolving Skies. This is the only big hit I got from that set. Yes, I pulled a couple of the Evolutions, but none of the big ones, unfortunately. But this guy, my favorite card from the entire set. You get good old Sleepy Dragonite here. And I mentioned this one before, right? There are a couple cards in this submission that I knew weren't going to get 10, purely just because of centering, right? And you can tell this one, right? Centering's pretty off on this one, so I'm just kind of curious to see how we did with this one. 9.5 assumption? Okay, all right. Yeah, I think that was the only thing that was wrong with this was the centering, so I'm interested to see how it did. But either way, again, I just wanted to see how it would hold up. So here we go. Dragonite V, Evolving Skies. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, all right, we got the 9. Yeah, makes total sense. And again, because the centering is that off, and again, you know, obviously I know my own cards and I looked at all this ahead of time. I didn't see any other issues besides centering with this one and a couple of the other cards. So not bad though. Even this card ungraded, you're talking about hundreds of dollars as is. So now it's graded, you know what I mean? But again, not bad. Again, some of these I don't know if I'm going to keep in this state or if I'm going to put them back in the binder. I might just put this with all the other Dragonites. Especially because I don't plan on completing my Evolving Skies binder anytime soon. Because all the cards I'm missing are just way too expensive. And I mean, unless I pull the Moonbreon, I'm never going to buy it just outright. But not bad. Off to a really good start here. It's like a bunch of dragons and a giant flaming bird. All right, on to the next. Okay, so I think this is the one I was talking about. Yes, this is it right here. Okay. This card here. The most expensive card in Fusion Strike, which is kind of insane, especially because even with the 2 Mew alt-arts that are in this set, this Gengar VMAX is just the king of this set. Charizard is a lizard. Sure, technically, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, this I remember pulling this card, absolutely insane. It's one of the craziest artworks I've seen, especially for Gengar, right? It's got to be up there in the top of my favorite artworks for Gengar. But this card looked really, really good. Now, obviously, it's not a pristine, so I'm excited but anxious to see how this ends up grading. But let's take a look. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Okay. Absolutely amazing. Wow. Okay, that's insane for sure. The Gem Mint 10 on this card. That's nuts. Just for perspective, right? Like just to... And again, we see stuff like this coming to work all the time, so I'm always looking stuff up. This card in a Gem Mint 10 is probably more expensive than everything at the top combined. Just let that sink in for a minute. So yeah, even though it's not a pristine, this card is still very, very valuable. And for it to be Gem Mint, I mean, it's just so close to being pristine, but I'll gladly take it. I'm not going to complain. And again, for a card that I pulled myself, yeah, that's absolutely beautiful. So very, very nice. Yeah. Best modern card. It's a contender for one of the best modern artworks for sure. So, all right, on to the next. 4 more to go. I'm just excited because I know what the next 4 are, and I don't know. Let's just get into it. All right. So again, another Charizard. Well, probably one of my favorite Charizard artworks. Right. Got Charizard V from Brilliant Stars. Now, I have this card in Japanese in the pristine, which again was absolutely insane. I've graded this card a few times in English and Japanese. Yeah, it's just such a cool looking card. But let's take a look and see how we did with this one in 3, 2, 1. Oh, we got the 9 on this one. Okay. And this is one of the ones I was talking about before, kind of like the Dragonite V. Like, I knew the centering was off on this one. So I knew that was probably going to be one of the outliers of why this wasn't going to get a 10. Now, granted, if we would have squeaked in the 10, obviously I'm not going to complain. I knew it wasn't going to be pristine, though. So, yeah, I remember pulling this card. So, if you guys remember when I opened up... Man, I wish we could do this again. This is when I was opening up the sleeve blister cases, right? 144 packs. I did it with this set, and I did it with Lost Origin. But this set here, we pulled 2 of these Charizards. I pulled one very, very early on and one right towards the end. Yeah, and just an absolutely beautiful card. I ended up selling off the other one, unfortunately, so this was the only one that I have. But, excuse me, at least I have one English, one Japanese graded now. Maybe I'll try my luck again and pick up another one to try and get a 10 out of it. But, again, not too bad. I'm not going to complain about that. Again, this is one of the ones I had a feeling that I wasn't going to be able to squeak the 10 out of. So, all right. 3 more. Let's see what we got. All right. Yeah, I hope so too, Wabbit. It's starting to get to that point where it looks like I'm seeing a lot more stuff in stock in stores now, right? A lot of the scalpers have moved on to One Piece, which I feel bad for the One Piece crowd, but it was inevitable. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just interested to see how things are going to be until the next gen starts. Like once Gen 10 starts, I'll probably get really, really excited about a lot of these sets. Poke Boomers, yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, this card is absolutely beautiful for sure. And this is one of the other ones that I mentioned, right? Because of the centering, I knew this wasn't going to get a pristine. But again, absolutely beautiful card. I remember pulling this from Silver Tempest. But let's take a look and see how we did with this one in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that sounds about right. Again, Mint 9 is still absolutely beautiful. It's a very, very good grade. I'll gladly take it. But yeah, again, it's the centering on this one. But again, for cards that have been sitting in the binders since I pulled them, and I mentioned this before when I was doing the preview for this, right? I just wanted to see how they would do. And I was kind of getting the submission together because I pulled some other really, really big hits recently. And I was like, you know what? Let's just give it a try. And again, I'm not going to complain. We're doing very, very well here. A lot of absolutely beautiful cards. And again, for my investment into them so far, yeah, we're doing really, really well. So, all right. Would have been cool to get the off center, but to get the off center grade, especially from what I know about grading now, it's got to be really off center to get the OC grade. So, all right, 2 more. Oh, okay. All right. So, wow. All right. Let's just grab the next one as well. Okay. Interesting. So, last 2. One's a pristine and one's not. This is crazy. Absolutely insane. If you guys remember what these 2 cards are, I know I'm spoiling it a little bit, but I was hoping this is how this would turn out. Well, kind of, right? Like, obviously, I was hoping to pull 2 pristines here, but yeah, absolutely insane. Let me just take a drink of my water real quick. Yeah. All right, so this is absolutely insane. And again, for cards that I pulled, and it's just, this is so satisfying, right? When you pull the cards yourself. And yes, I've had some really great luck buying cards too, right? I feel like I've had some very good luck in the past, but this is where it really pays off. When you pull a card and you do your best job to take good care of it, you get it graded and you get a pristine out of it. So, and anything on the table, again, like, especially the cards with the centering issue, right? That's the one factor I don't have any say in. But everything else, like corners, edges, right? The surface, that's all stuff that you can manage and take care of. But yeah, to see this, right? And this is, all right. I just got to flip this over, right? 3, 2, 1. Look at this beauty right here. Let's go. Absolutely insane. Absolutely gorgeous card. Mega Dragonite EX. If you guys remember the last time we opened this, we pulled 2 of these. We pulled 1, and then we pulled 1 in the God Pack later on in that stream. So, yeah, absolutely beautiful. Again, I was really hoping at least 1 would be pristine. But yeah, absolutely stunning. And again, the funniest thing is, right, like, and I've mentioned this over and over, I'm not the biggest fan of the artwork, right? Or not the artwork, sorry, the design of Dragonite, of Mega Dragonite. But this artwork is absolutely beautiful for sure. You got all the other forms there too. So yeah, huge hit right there. All right, and last but definitely not least, it's the second one. So again, this is the one from the God Pack, and I kept them in order because I wanted to remember, right? This was the one I pulled individually. This was the one from the God Pack. So yeah, our work is absolutely top tier for sure. But let's take a look and see how this one did. Please, please, please be a 10, right? If we're not getting the pristine twice. All right, let's see what we got. 3, 2, 1. Oh, a 9. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely have to look up the scans for this one after. Man, that's crazy. But again, I'm not going to complain about it. It's still an absolutely beautiful card. I don't know if I'm going to keep this in this state, right? Again, because I have two of them and one is literally perfect. So I don't know. Depending on what we pull today, if we pull another one today, it would be absolutely insane. Hopefully I'm foreshadowing this, right? Future me only knows. But, oh, for sure. An absolutely perfect binder copy. But for right now, I'm just going to put it in here, right? Keep this nice and protected until I make that decision. But yeah, there we go. Another absolutely insane submission, right? And more cards to add to the collection. What's your favorite? I would say out of all these, right? Obviously, this is going to be my favorite. I'm impressed with the Gengar. But again, all absolutely insane cards here. A really, really awesome submission and a very strong start to the 2026 submission list. Yeah, all right. Let me put these off to the side real quick. Yeah, let me just put all these back. Yeah, Lugia, yeah, for sure. And again, they're all beautiful cards. And again, I'm not going to complain about any of the grades. I just want to look into some a little bit more and see, especially with the 9s. Well, I obviously the earlier 9s I knew, or I had a good feeling, except for this one. I'm going to look into this one again, but again, not going to complain about any of these, right? Absolutely amazing submission. And thank you to whoever ended up grading this. One of my coworkers. Keep doing an awesome job. And let's keep working on that backlog. All right. So let me move this off to the side. All right. All right, so next. Good old Mega Dream. So what we're going to do is first, we're going to look at the binder. We're going to add those cards that I add in the binder, and then we're going to rip into these. Now, because we've ripped this before, right, this will be 8 booster boxes in total that I've opened. I'm going to leave this up to you guys, right? You let me know because of how we did the last one. Do you guys want to see chaos mode today for these? And if you don't know what that means you're not checking out my content enough. So do you want to see chaos mode for this? Or do you want to do it traditionally like I've done in the past? Keep that in mind. Put these off to the side. Let's look at the binder. Very, very nice binder here. It's a nice one of these little padded ones. Nice and smooth front. All right. Take a look. I'm not missing many cards from this set, by the way. They did a very, very good job so far. And it's funny because I'm missing random stuff like this here. I think it's just like an uncommon or maybe a holo. So some of the cards in the front part of this set are just minor cards that I'm missing. Nothing too crazy. I know it's not all on the screen, but just bear with me. You guys get the gist. Just a couple cards here, right? Nothing crazy. And yes, there are a lot of reverses to these. So in terms of like master set, I'm nowhere close to that, but I'm not really pushing for that. I just wanted a complete set. And we're doing pretty good so far. So on to the art rares, right? Again, all absolutely beautiful. You got the Psyduck on there. That was the one I pulled from the God Pack. Right, all the different items, right? You get the PP up. You get the Glass Trumpet. So here, going to add this in here. There's the trainer I was missing, so that's another complete page, and this starts off all the Mega Action cards, which I have all of those, and 2 full sets. If you guys remember, I pretty much bought all our duplicates for these here. All right, so this is 232, 33, 34, 35, and then 36 goes here. 38, 39, 40, 41. 43, so looking real good on this page. Almost done with this one. Let's flip over. And then 44 goes here. And then 48 goes here. So not bad. And then it goes 49 and then 50. So we're almost done here. Again, the Dragonite would go on this page as well. I don't know if I'm going to put it back in here or not, but almost done. So let's see what we can pull here today. If you guys remember, at least 3 art rares from each box. And then we have a chance to get at least 1 Mega Action as well. Yeah, a great set for sure. And that's why I wanted to work on this, right? Especially compared to the English set. I knew the English set was going to have terrible pull rates, because why not have a great set and great pull rates? I don't think the Pokemon Company understands that, at least on the English side. But that's why I stuck with the Japanese set. And the box prices are way more affordable. But here we go. So, any feedback? You guys want to see chaos mode, or you want me to just go through these one at a time and just keep it a little more organized? Let me know. I'm gonna 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1. All right. But yeah, once I make some more progress on this, I still want to try and wrap up the Glory to Team Rocket set. I'm only missing 2 cards from that set, luckily. It's the Mewtwo, of course, because it's just, yeah, it's just my luck. Yeah, I didn't really get any feedback, Wabbit, so I'm just kind of prepping all these, right? Just waiting to see if you guys had an answer or not, but yeah, I'm only missing that, and then the, was it Moltres, I think? All right, so I think I'm going to go with Wabbit's suggestion, and I'm going to decide today, because you guys are a little quiet. It's all right. It's still a little bit early. It's a Sunday. Everyone's kind of hanging out, relaxing, and chilling. So what I'm going to do, let me put this off to the side here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. And then here like that, here like that, and here like that. All right. And just mix all of them up. We're to go in chaos mode today, folks. Try and flatten it out so we don't have anything bent or any kind of weird. There we go. Can we see it? Is it all on screen? Probably not, but all right. Let me see how we're looking. Yes, chaotic. All right, cool. All right, so the only thing I'll have to keep in mind is as we get hits, I'm gonna have to make room to lay all the hits. So shuffle over just a little bit, keep it all on screen up to that edge there. All right, there we go. Room for hits. Here we go. Mega Dream EX, Chaos Mode. Let's flip over. That would, how insane would that be? It's like, and God Pack. All right, the stream's over. See you later. All right. Again, we've seen all this set before. So let's take a look and see how we do here. So 3 cards. Here's our hollows. Ooh, art rare to start off. Okay, very, very nice. Love to see that. Let's take a look and see which one it is. No, they definitely don't. Ooh, nice. Okay. Zekrom, very, very nice. Ends Zekrom, which is sick because I was going to buy another one of these and Ends Reshiram and get them graded. But now I don't have to because I just pulled this one. So let's see what we got. And then we have a double rare behind it. Let's take a look and see what double rare we got. And a Cerulege. Very, very nice. All right. And then our couple cards in the back. All right. So bulk up top here. Hollows right next to it. And then we have our hits. Let's sleeve these up really quick. Very, very nice start, though. Nice art rare. There we go. You guys still see that if I put it over here? A little bit of stream delay, so I'm just trying to see. It's off a little bit. There we go. Is that good? You guys still see that? See, this is what happens, right? I try and go chaos mode, and then just like Bad Wabbit said, just OCD kicks in also. All right, so let's try over here. All right, cool. All right, let's take a look and see what we got. Starting off with Dratini, maybe it's a sign. All right. Okay. Hollow. All right, second hollow. Ooh, we got a reverse here. All right, there's a Pokeball reverse. All right. Ooh, double rare. Okay, let's see which one it is. 3, 2, 1. Nice, very, very nice. All right, and okay. Again, this is why I don't try to do any like pack tricks or anything, because it just ends up all kinds of weird. It just, I don't know. You think you have an order figured out, and then there's so many different pack configurations that could be. Yeah. They're always keeping things interesting for sure. I'll put those there. All right. Next, so let's go here right in the middle. All right. Flip over. All right. Okay. Getting into our hollows here. We get Entei and Colossal. Another reverse. What's going up, Sai? Nope, definitely not watching the Super Bowl. I gave up on football a long time ago, man. I don't even know who's playing, to be honest. No, probably skipping out on that for sure. I'm just gonna get caught up on some gaming, especially because I've still been sick. So even those days where I was home from work, I didn't do anything because again, I didn't even feel that great. Ooh, nice. All right, so here's our first mega action. All right, I think there's one per box. What's going on, Squirrel? How we doing? Thank you. All right, so let's see what mega action we got here in 3, 2, 1. Ooh, nice. Okay, very, very nice. That's a good one to get for sure. Good old Gengar. Obviously, my favorite is the Dragonite. So if we can pull that, that would be awesome. But yeah, at least one mega action per box. So very, very nice. Let's put that down here like this. There we go. You guys see that? Let's see. Yeah, that's still on screen. Okay. Let's go back over here. Man, that's rough. Yeah, I know how that is. I was sick the end of like last Wednesday coming home from work. I knew I was feeling it. Thursday, I was sweating all day. Friday, I had the chills all day. And then like I was finally able to start getting out of bed on Saturday, started feeling a little bit better, but not great. And then it kind of carried throughout this whole week. So yeah, I definitely know how you feel. It sucks. But yeah, hopefully you start feeling better. Ooh, next art rare. Let's see which one we got here. Nice, very, very nice. Good old Nummel. Ooh, and another mega action. Okay. So we got 2 of the mega actions back to back. I guess we're getting them knocked out early, but let's see which one it is in 3, 2, 1. Nice, there we go. Very, very nice. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's huge for sure. Especially being able to pull one finally. I didn't pull one during the last opening out of all the boxes we got, but it's nice to actually pull one myself now. So there we go. Got Dragonite. Very, very nice. All right. Doing well so far. Couple art rares, couple mega actions. Hopefully we don't see the next mega action anytime soon, right? Because again, you only get 1 per box unless it's a God pack. So, all right. Starting off with this awesome Psyduck. I love this one. The Golduck is super fitting with it as well. So, all right. Let's see what we got in this one. All right. First holo. Second holo. We get a reverse. All right. Pokeball reverse. All right. All right, double rare. Nice, good old Zacian. All right, and all right. And oh, nice, and we get the gold duck there too. Awesome. So we got both of them in the same pack. Very, very cool artwork. All right. Let's go back over this way. Pull some of these out from down over here. There we go. It's organized chaos, folks. Ooh, yeah, that would be nice. It would be cool to see some more unique SARs, right? Especially for some of the Pokemon that haven't gotten some. So for instance, right, and I got to mention this because it's my least favorite Pokemon, but if you look at how many Rotoms there are for ARs and SARs, it's kind of ridiculous. So let's do less of that, and let's give other Pokemon that actually deserve those slots so some really nice high-end pulls. But that's just me. That's just my own opinion. Another reverse. Get another Pokeball reverse. Ooh, double rare. Let's see which one we got. Okay, nice. Very, very nice. And all right, that's it. But yeah, it would be cool to see some other cards get those art rares and the SAR slots. I'm not a big fan of the new gold card design that they're doing with the Mega Evolution generation, if you will, or the sub generation. So yeah, I'm interested to see how they do things with Gen 10. I would really like to see the traditional hyper rares come back. Maybe we'll see a resurgence for that, or maybe they'll do a completely different artwork design. Who knows? Or a different rarity, if you will. Yeah, I don't like the new gold cards. Even the Dragonite, which again, I'm a Dragonite fan. I just don't like the way they look. I think it's really, really terrible design. All right, getting into our hollows. All right, good old Honchkrow. Reverse. All right, Pokeball reverse. Good old Danny Phantom. Double rare. All right, got, what was that? Oh my goodness, why am I drawing a blank on this Pokemon? Hey, what's going on, Hilari? Yeah, it's going pretty well so far. Got some decent hits so far. Nothing too crazy just yet. But we got 2 of our 3 mega actions already. We have 2 art rares. Couple double rares, nothing too crazy, but yeah, it's going pretty well. Did the binder update and showed off some of the cards I picked up from the show, so I swear, Wabbit's from the future, or at least an alternate timeline where they've seen all my content already. All right, here we go. 1 hollow, 2 hollow. Get a reverse here. That's actually a really cool reverse. I like that. You get the fire energy reverse, and a double rare. All right, nice. Latios, double rare. Or that's Latios. Yeah. Gold Snorlax. Yeah, I like the gold Snorlax from Sword and Shield. I thought that one was pretty sick, especially because it's the shiny version of that. Yeah, that would be cool to see. I want to see, and I know this is kind of controversial, right? But if they ever do tag teams again, I want to see like some other combos like that, right? Where it's like Scyther and Scizor, or Nidoking, Nidoqueen, Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan. You know what I mean? Like some of the really, really cool, even the new one, like, was it Cerulege and Armorage? That would be a cool tag team. All right, let's see what we got here. So we got hollow, another hollow. We get a reverse, nice little fighting energy reverse there, and double rare. Well, at least we're getting all these out of the way, right? Getting some of these quote-unquote dud packs out of the way. Again, I'm not going to complain, right? We've opened up so much of this set. I'm just hoping we can pull some more cards that I haven't gotten yet. Or if we pull any duplicates, hopefully they're ones that I don't mind pulling duplicates of. So, all right. But yeah, after this, I'm going to sort through all this stuff, get everything organized again, set my laptop back up, and I'm going to do some gaming. I was playing some Kingdom Hearts 2 last night. I tried to play a little bit of Borderlands 4. And Nugget, I don't know if you're still here or not. The only issue I'm having with Borderlands 4, and again, maybe it's just a PC thing, but like the frame rate in that game is so bad. Like, and it's tough because Like, I have a pretty good laptop, and I'd say pretty good because when I bought it, it was high end. So now a few years later, it's pretty good. But yeah, it's just, and again, like, it's one of those games on PC where like you have to adjust the settings to make them pretty low for it to run somewhat stable, and then even then the frame rate's just really weird or just skips all the time. So all right, double rare, nice, got the Pikachu. All right. But yeah, I was trying to play a little bit of that. I couldn't play for more than like an hour, just trying to brute force my way through it. Yeah, definitely a good card incoming for sure. It's been a little bit of a drought, so but yeah, played Kingdom Hearts 2 for a little bit. I'm still working back through that whole series in hopes that we'll see Kingdom Hearts 4 sometime this year. I doubt it, and there's all kinds of rumors going around, which I'm not looking into at all. Kingdom Hearts 4 will come out when it's supposed to, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. But yeah, in the meantime, playing back through the other collection, right? Still playing Destiny 2 a whole bunch. Playing Final Fantasy 14 all the time, of course. So, all right, Articuno. We get Entei. Another reverse. Nice. All right, come on. Let's see what we got. Another double rare. And Pikachu again. Okay. And then just some trainer cards here. All right. Nothing too crazy just yet, but it's all right. So we got plenty of packs to go through. Again, I'm just hoping to see some cards that I don't have yet. Excuse me. Hopefully, by next week's streams, I won't be coughing like this and making all kinds of really weird noises, so I apologize. But I didn't want to put these streams off again and wait another week, so. Ooh! One of the cards I'm missing. I know that just randomly popped in my head, and I should have been keeping track from the other cards, but I remember seeing Pancham, and I know that's one I need, so I put that off to the side. So good. There's at least one. And I know it's a non-holo, but still, it's one of the ones I was missing, so. Ooh. One holo into a reverse. Okay, let's see how this plays out. Okay, just double rare. Okay, maybe I just miscounted. Ooh, nope. SAR. There it is. There it is. SAR. No, definitely not 100%. No, I'm still a little sick, but I'm feeling a lot better than I did previously. So, yeah, I think it would be just a couple more days, right? Florida's starting to warm back up again. Our winter is over, I would assume, but yeah, almost. So here we go. Finally got an SAR. Let's see. Let's get these off the back. All right, we're just gonna get into this one, right? It's our first real big hit of the stream, and I just want to see it. I know I usually put it off to the side, but we're gonna take a look and see what we got. SAR, here we go. Thank you, I appreciate you. Yeah, it's nice to be back for sure. All right, here we go. SAR in 3, 2, 1. Ooh, okay, nice. I'll take that. Very, very nice. We get Marnie's Grimmsnarl. Now, again, this is a card that I have already, and it's funny because I picked this up at the convention in Tampa, but that's still an absolutely beautiful card and a nice one to get there. So, not going to complain about that. Very nice. All right, there we go. First SAR, good old Grimmsnarl. Let's just put you right here. Excuse me. I was hoping we were going to see that Gengar already. That would be absolutely insane, but it's not bad. Gladly take that. Right, so at least one SAR. Very nice. Pikachu. So I'm missing the Pikachu, I'm missing Gengar, I'm missing the gold Dragonite. Oh, better than a full art? Yeah, for sure. I completely agree with that. I'm not going to complain about seeing an SAR. All right, let's see what we got here. A reverse. All right, and all right, double rare. Nice, Cerulege, okay. Yeah, honestly, that's kind of the last, like, I don't want to see any item cards today. I don't want to see any full art trainers, especially because I have them already, and none of them really have any value. Well, let me phrase that. They have value, right? But they're very cheap cards, right? So even seeing that Marnie, that's nice for sure. All right, let's go with one that's a little bit buried here. Let's see what we got. All right. Here we go. Ooh, nice. There's another one I was missing. Very, very nice. Put you off to the side. There we go. Cleaning up some of the easy cards. That's exactly what I want to see also, right? Anything I'm missing, especially from the front end, right? Like, I want to see as much of that as possible. So, ooh, another art rare here. It's only our third art rare so far, so let's see which one it is. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, nice. Very nice. Well, I guess it depends, right? Like, if it's a full art trainer you like, then sure. If it's... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it would still be a hit, right? So it'd be better than not pulling it, right? But I don't know. It would have to be like... It'd be like pulling Lieutenant Surge over an SAR of Rotom, you know what I mean? Like, that's a situation that, yeah, absolutely. That would be one I'd like to be in for sure. I know. All right. All right, let's see what we got next. I'll look at after this pack here. Ugh, speaking about Rotom, there's Psyduck. Ugh, why? Terrible. Regular Rotom into Fan Rotom. There better be a big hit in this pack. Get two absolutely terrible cards back to back. All right, reverse. And double rare. Let's see which one it is. Okay, nice. All right, I'll take that. That definitely balances it out. We get two Rotoms, and then we get at least a Dragonite. So, yep, I'll take that. Poor Rotom, yeah. It's got to be sad to just, you know, throw a set of eyes on inanimate objects and call it artwork. I'm kidding. That's so rude. I'm just kidding. All right. Look at my... actually, I don't even know if this can be updated. Let me see. Probably not, because it's on my other phone, but just give me 1 second. Oh, yeah, this is definitely not updated. Yeah, it doesn't have any of it. All right. Well, all right. Guess the mystery continues. Let's go over here. Again, I was only missing a handful of cards in the front part of the set, so yeah. Hopefully we can clean those up today, get that knocked out, and then if anything, you know, I don't mind buying like a random rare, you know, something like that. Ooh, okay, here we go. We saw this earlier. One holo, one reverse. Ooh. All right, so we get an SR here. Is there anything behind it? Nope, double rare behind it. All right, so let's pull from the back. Let's get that off. Let's get that off. Get our double rare. Man, I had to jinx it. All right, let's just hope this SR is a trainer, all right, and not an item. But let's take a look in 3, 2, 1. Ugh. Of course. And it would be that trainer too. Good old PP up. Love it. All right. Not bad, not bad. We'll take it. All right, so let's do this. Let's move this over a little bit. Just so I can do this, put those there, this here. There we go. How's that work? Okay, yeah, that looks fine. All right. Next. All right. Let's see. Let's go here. So, shameless plug, let's get this knocked out. Hopefully you're all enjoying this kind of content. If you are, make sure you hit that like button and consider subscribing if you haven't already. We've been kind of bouncing back and forth, getting close to 900 and then dropping off from 900. But again, if you like this kind of content and you're not subscribed already, just hit that button. There's an endless amount of content for you to check out. There's some longer form stuff. There's streams. There's shorts. Ooh, another art rare. There's all kinds of content on the channel. Go check it out. Let me know what you think. Check me out on Instagram. We have a Discord set up as well, right? All different avenues for you to interact with the content and the community. All right, let's see what art rare we got here. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, nice. Okay, very, very nice. And, all right, just a double rare behind it. All right. Let's see how many art rares we got so far. I think that's 5. 1, 2, 3. Nope, 4. Okay, so 4. No duplicates there, which that's nice. I'll take that for sure. All right, let's go here. All right. Togepi, what we got? Let's see what we got in this one. We got Zubat, Doug Trio. Was that Bisharp? No, it's Pawniard and then Bisharp, I think. We get Spidops. Ooh, okay, so another one here. Revert. So 1 holo, 1 reverse. Ugh. Okay. SR. Double rare behind it. So let's pull from the back. Okay. Okay. All right, let's take a look. So we got an SR behind this. Again, same thing like we said before. Hopefully trainer, not item. But let's take a look in 3, 2, 1. Okay. So, well, I mean, I guess it's not an item, right? We pulled the only stadium, so I'll take it. All right, let's put you here. Of course. Yeah, there's still opportunities for some of these double boxes for sure. All right. If not, you know, we still have some nice art rares to pull, so let's take a look and see what we got. All right. All right, so into a holo. Second holo. Oof. That's not what I want to see, but it's a reverse. Into double rare. Okay. All right. Let's do one of the mega packs here. Let's do 3. There's only a few left here anyway, so. All right, good old shout out to Max Mofo here. Just got to make sure they're not God packs. So we'll just put this here, set that down, next. And 3. All right, here we go. Good old mega pack from Mega Dream. All right, let's take a look and see what we got. All right, Rayquaza holo. Entei holo. Ooh, art rare. Nice, okay, there we go. Another good art rare. Double rare behind it. Excuse me. All right. Get Kilowattrel, Reshiram, reverse, double rare, okay. Put that over here, put that there. All right. Okay, that's a weird thing to just randomly throw out there, Debo, but I got you. I got you. Sure. All right, here we go. One holo, reverse. Ooh, okay. So another SR. Interesting. Let's see if there's anything behind it, though. Nope, double rare. Okay, so let's see what we got. Pull this off the back. Pull this off the back. Pull this off the back. All right, this is weird. Again, this is why I don't do pack tricks with this set, because it's so confusing. There's always a weird configuration. All right, let's see what we got here. It's another SR. 3, 2, 1. Of course. Why not? The double stadium SR. Interesting. So one of these boxes had... It was probably this one. It had the SR and the SAR. Interesting. All right, so that's sleeved. We got that here. Not too bad. A little decent mega pack there. Nothing too crazy. Crazy to see double stadium, though. It's nuts. Especially for all the other cards you could get, right? Yeah, I mean, it's possible, right? You can't count anything out, right? Especially with how my luck is sometimes. It would be nice to see the gold card, right? Get that knocked out, especially for how expensive that is. It is going down in price, but it's not cheap enough yet for me to be like, okay, let me go buy that. All right. A little less than one box left. We still have some art rares to get. Maybe we'll see another big hit. Let's take a look. All right. All right. First holo. Second holo. Reverse. All right. And double rare. All right, let's see. Let's grab this one. It's hiding out underneath everything. All right, here we go. All right, knocked out. Reverse. Okay, interesting. We saw this has worked out before. Okay, guess not. Ooh! Oh, okay. There it is. Wabbit, somehow you still got it. You're absolutely insane. So let's put this here, right? Reverse. SAR. All right. Let it be one of the ones I'm missing, please. The chances are dwindling that there's still anything else lingering in here, but a second SAR. So that means 2 of these boxes had double hits, which is huge. Let's take a look and see which one it is in 3, 2, 1. Ooh, okay. All right. All right, not bad, not bad. I have pulled this one. This is the 3rd time I've pulled this one now, but I'll take it. It's still an SAR. It's not bad. It's not one that I needed, but I'll take it. Pulled one before. Gotcha. We're about to find out. So yeah, I pulled that before. I got it in the God Pack as well. And then just pulled it again. So not bad, not bad. Go Queen of Dragons there. Okay. Only a few more packs left. Let's just stagger them off like this. There we go. I'm going to go here. Maybe we'll have a third double hit box. I mean, there's always potential for that. Let's see what we got here. All right. Holo. Holo. AR. All right, nice. So we still have our rares coming. Let's see which one it is. Okay, nice. Duplicate, but it's still a beautiful card. Double rare. Nice. Another Dragonite. Okay, I'll take that. Not bad, not bad. Let's count our art rares here and see how many we still need to get, or should have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if that's the case, right, there's still 3 more out of this remaining 5. So that would be pretty sick if that's how that works. Still possibly another mega action card in here somewhere, which, I mean, out of the ones we pulled, right? So obviously we pulled 2 of the bigger ones. If we pull Charizard, that would be sick. But here we go. Let's go up here. All right, let's see what we got. Ooh, that's another one I'm missing, I'm pretty sure. Put that off to the side. I might be wrong, but it's all right. We'll figure it out. Okay, so hollow, maybe reverse. Nope, so regular hollow, hollow, reverse hollow. Okay, and double rare. All right. Tell you, the pack configuration just breaks my brain sometimes. All right. Let's go here. All right. First hollow. Second hollow. Ooh, there's an art rare. Okay. So my math is mathing. Let's see which art rare it is. Nice. Okay. Very, very nice. And ooh, mega action behind it. Okay, nice. Let's see, we got this. We got this. All right, and then the mega action. All right. Last mega action, potentially, right? Let's see which one it is. Always nice to see these kind of packs. All right, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, okay, nice, nice. I'll take that. Very, very cool looking mega action card. I hope they do more of these, right? They probably won't. It is kind of just like secluded to this set potentially. But yeah, it would be neat to see this again. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, maybe 2 more. Maybe 2 more. Let's find out. I'm gonna go middle. All right, here we go. Winding down the stream. It's been a fun one. Got some great hits. Still potential for some more. But yeah, pretty nice. Got a nice little binder update. Showed off some cards that I picked up. Here's the art rare. Okay. Let's see which one it is. It looks like a different one. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, okay, nice. Definitely a different one. No, we haven't seen any Master Balls. I don't think there's Master Ball in this, to be honest with you. Double rare. No, because I think they just did Pokeball, and then it was like a other kind of like Love Ball or Metal Ball. I think it was one of those. I don't think there's Master Ball in this set, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think it's just... Well, no, I'm sorry. It's either a Pokeball or it's the Element type. Those are the reverses, right? So I'll just go through this real quick. So like you have Energy type there. You have Team Rocket. You have the Pokeball, which I didn't even sleeve that one up. Excuse me. But yeah, I don't think they did a Master Ball for this set, which would be nuts, especially because then you'd have like 3 or 4 different reverses, and you're starting to get in like this simplified Chinese territory. All right, Wabbit, call it. We doing left or right? Go ahead and call it. I'm gonna take a drink, which this is one of my favorite drinks as of late. Shout out good old Liquid Death. Yeah, I'm not gonna say the name. You can read it, but it's pretty much Arnold Palmer, right? You get tea and lemonade. Yeah, just happen to find it at the gas station. It's absolutely amazing. So. And no, it's not alcohol. It's just a regular drink marketed to look like that. All right. Let's see what we got. Second to last pack. Let's see what we can get. All right. First holo. Second holo. Reverse. Double rare. Ooh, nice. Very, very nice. Okay, here we go. Last but definitely not least. Now, the real question is, do you guys want to see more Mega Dream? Because at this point, this will be 8 booster boxes I've opened. Obviously, you've seen it's been wildly successful, and I've enjoyed it, right? Even today, pulling some of the cards we pulled, I still enjoy it. It's been fun. But do we do more? Or do I just buy the other cards that I need? Maybe some loose packs here and there. Or maybe just buy some stuff to keep sealed. Because this set will go back up, especially once it goes out of print. It's one of those... It's a very popular set. There's a lot of huge chase cards, so it's going to go up in price for sure. But here we go. Excuse me. Last pack. Let's try our luck. First holo. Second holo. Oh, that goes over here. And art rare, nice. So, yep, we got our last art rare. Very, very nice. Yeah, I feel the same way, Rabbit. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, oh, nice. Okay, very nice. Yeah, I mean, it's such a fun set, and especially because I'm not really opening anything else right now. I wouldn't mind getting more. Ooh, double rare to end off. Let's see which one we got. Nice, okay. Very, very nice. All right. But yeah, maybe I'll pick up some more. I don't know. Again, the booster boxes are fairly cheap, so I wouldn't mind getting more. I can get loose packs as well and try our luck there. But not bad, not bad. Let's look over everything, see how we did. Obviously, you know, all the double rares, right? Obviously, a couple Dragonites. Maybe we have some better luck with these ones. I put a couple other ones off to get graded, but they didn't look great. So maybe these ones have a little bit better shot. So we got those. We got all of our awesome art rares. So let me just lay all these out here. A couple duplicates, but again, I'm not going to complain. All just a lot of absolutely beautiful cards. So there we go. Not bad. Not bad, though. We got some really good ones for sure, especially that Zekrom. All right, so let's move this off. Put you over here like that. All right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to complain. I mean, it was definitely nice to pull those for sure, especially getting the SRs on top of that. Yeah, no complaints there. All right. Then we got our item card, our 2 stadiums, our mega actions, which again, the mega actions we got are awesome. So no complaints there. Nice to finally pull the Dragonite. The last opening, I pulled 7 of the 10. And then obviously picked up the rest. But yeah, very, very nice there. So let's do it like this. And then, of course, our SARs, right? 2 absolutely beautiful SARs. Marnie's Grimmsnarl, and then I don't remember her name, but she's pretty much like the Dragon Queen. But yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. So that's going to do it for today's stream, right? We showed off some of the cards that I picked up at the Tampa TCG Con. We showed off the binder, right? And the cards I was missing there, so... yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree. And then, yeah, then we opened up 3 boxes of Mega Dream EX. But again, that's going to do it for today's stream. I appreciate everyone coming through. Hilario, thank you for coming by. Bad Wabbit, appreciate you very, very much. Debo, weird interaction, but thanks. Nugget, obviously, thank you. Sai, thanks for coming by. Squirtle. Nugget, of course. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, and Shay. Shay started us off, so thank you very much for that. But again, hopefully back to, you know, the swing of things, right? I'm feeling a little bit better, so we should be good to go. Iris, thank you. But yeah, should be good to go. Got some stuff lined up for Friday stream, so that'd be fun. Keep an eye out. Check out the YouTube shorts. All the YouTube shorts I'm putting out are all the CGC submission previews. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's stream, guys. I'm WakoBako. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your day.